This is the greatest boxer of all time. Canelo tries to land a left hook to the body, but Crawford lowers his lead arm to block it, then smothers him to prevent any follow-up shots. Now they're on the inside and Crawford controls Canelo's head with his hand, while his left arm is glued to his face and body. This allows him to catch the right hook from Canelo and counter with an uppercut. Then Crawford blinds Canelo's vision with his lead hand while Canelo is in a high guard, then fires a left cross to the body. Then Crawford steps back into a Philly shell, catches Canelo's left hook, and lands across again. This time Crawford frames Canelo with his elbow and creates space to land an uppercut before Canelo lands his right hook. Then Crawford throws a 4-shot combination before blocking Canelo's right hook. Notice Crawford has lead foot dominance, allowing him to pivot out to his right.
What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic, Crawford ATG, Boots versus Lima. Jaron Guzzling Hatorade over Bud, big Canelo win, says Brian Norman Sr. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak.
On my life.
And he stayed at 147.
You would not stop
too long.
me. You would not stop me.
Okay.
You crazy. You was smoking on. Résumé, hey.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That's life before Richard, huh? And I got the glitz, you gonna ball me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Okay, boxing fan, let's talk some boxing. Let's chop it up. All right, so there's a big hullabaloo going on about Jaron Ennis and Crawford, and recently I saw on Mill City Boxing, I saw a video with Brian Norman Sr. He was talking about Boots, and that he's basically saying that Boots is guzzling Hatorade. Basically saying Boots is hating on Crawford. Now, I always thought there was like a rivalry, between those guys, like more or less a friendly rivalry. For the hating part, I don't know, but I mean, I guess Brian Norman would know more than I would. He's around these guys, so he sees them all the time. So I can only see from my perspective. But hate is a strong word, but that's what he says, that basically Boots is drinking Hatorade. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that for a little, but mostly we're gonna be talking about Boots' upcoming fight with Lima, and what we can expect from that fight. But before we get to that, we're gonna address this hating thing a little bit, and so let's get right into it. Let's see here. So not too long ago, this video dropped from YSM Sports Media. You can go over there and check them out. YSM Sports Media. I call them snitch media because they snitched on me once on YouTube, for YouTube anyway. So you can go and check out the video. It's YSM Sports Media. Shocking. Jaron Ennis joins Canelo Álvarez training camp for Terence Crawford bout. See what it says? For Terence Crawford bout. So they're saying that he's joining the Álvarez camp for the Terence Crawford bout, meaning that he's going over there to help Canelo prepare for Terence Crawford. Obviously, there was a lot of backlash on that. People started calling Boots, sell out, this, that, and the other. I mean, I didn't really look at it like that. For the most part, I mostly felt that, sell out is a strong word, and that, I didn't see how he sold out. I mean, it just didn't occur to me. I mean, yeah, I get it. He's going over there to help out Canelo, but I mean, I'm thinking it's strictly, a commercial enterprise, basically, right? There's no emotion involved in it. It's money, so they're gonna pay him. They ask him to come over to help prepare, and he's gonna go over and do his job. However, we found out later that that wasn't actually what happened. That it was that And I also, I mean, before I even get to that, I also thought that it didn't really matter, okay, if Boots went over there to help Canelo. I didn't think he was going to really do any good. That's just the way I thought about it personally. I just didn't think that Boots could help Canelo with Crawford because him and Crawford don't fight nothing alike. So anyway, as I was saying, we found out later that it was Boots that. Now I'm not saying it was Boots personally. I don't know if it was him, his camp, his father, Eddie Hearn, or promoter, but it was his camp that got in contact with Canelo's camp and offered help. So from that, now, I mean, that looks a little different from what I was thinking about it, the way I was thinking about it, right, previously. I mean, but still, I didn't really think much of it anyway, because like I said, I didn't really think that he was going to be able to help Canelo in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, so that video dropped, and obviously, like I said, there was a big backlash, from a lot of fans, boxing fans, Crawford fans, obviously, and so shortly after that, this video dropped. Jaron Ennis exposes truth behind Canelo versus Crawford sparring. Okay, so this video dropped first, that you over there to help Canelo, right? This is what it says. You over there joining the camp for the Terence Crawford fight to help Canelo, right? And then after the backlash, this video dropped. Now Boots is going to expose the truth behind it. So what do you mean by expose the truth? I mean, was he training for Canelo or not? I mean, was he helping Canelo train for Crawford or not? So we're going to listen to what Boots had to say, right? So let's go here and take a listen and see what Boots is saying about that. And like I said, this video, you can go over to YSM Media and check out the video, the full video. I'm just going to play a clip, but here we go.
As far as like sparring goes, right? Historically, you and your father have talked about that it's tough getting sparring. And did you see this as the perfect time to get a guy of that caliber?
Yeah, why not? Why not you be able to share the ring with, with Canelo and like I said, being there with a Hall of Famer, a legend, face of, kind of like the face of boxing, why not?
All right.
Okay, so right there, he's trying to give us the reason why Boots, went to spar with Canelo, because now you're saying they're having difficulty finding people to spar, and that, and then Boots says, well, yeah, and why not go over there and spar with a legend, a face of boxing like Canelo? So now it's not about Crawford anymore because of the backlash, right? So now they're changing the story. They're trying to change the narrative. But let's continue.
I gotta ask you. Yeah. People gonna kill me if I don't. How was the work?
The work was great. The work was great. Like I said, I had a great time. I was having fun. I love being in there with Canelo. It was a great thing.
All right. So there's been like 100 rumors, and it kind of broke the internet. That might have been like your third time this year. Yeah. Did you expect this kind of attention from a sparring session? I
already knew it was gonna go crazy. Once we posted the pic, I'm like, yo, this junk gonna go everywhere. We kind of figured it, and it kind of, I guess you could say it made the fight more interesting now, because everybody kind of want to tune in a little bit more to see, what's gonna happen for them.
Okay, that's pretty interesting what he said there. So he's asking did he think that, the interviewer is asking him if he thought that, it was going to get that much attention. And he said, yeah, they kind of figured that out, that they was going to get a lot of attention because, and he also said that their thinking is that this would make the fight more interesting. So my question would be, you're trying to make the Crawford-Canelo fight more interesting? How? I mean, how are you, and why? Why would you want to do that? I mean, but anyway, so he's saying that, that they kind of thought that's what people would say, I guess they thought that, people would be like, oh, wow, Boots is going over the spark. Now, Crawford is in trouble, which some people were saying that, to be truthful. a lot of people were saying that Crawford is in trouble now because they got the phenom Boots over there helping Canelo to train to beat him. So now Canelo is definitely going to win now. People was actually saying that, which is what they thought people would say. That's what Boots is saying they thought people would say, right? And some people were saying that. Okay, now, a lot of our people was calling him a sellout. The sellout backlash was bigger than the whole idea that, he was going to help, defeat Crawford by helping Canelo. So this was the attempt to clean up the backlash, about why Boots went over there. So now Boots is saying that he went over there, he was just sharpening his skills, and like you said, maybe the fight would have been more interesting, if he went over there, right? So that's how Boots saw it, okay, from his point of view. Okay, now, unfortunately for them, like I said, some fans saw it that way, but most fans saw it as Boots selling out, and that, he's basically hating on Crawford. And then, now the fact that Boots said that, now this is what makes this whole thing kind of weird, because you heard Boots saying that would make the fight more interesting and more people to watch the fight. But listen to what he's going to say after that.
What's your thoughts on the backlash, though?
I ain't gonna lie, I really don't care. I ain't gonna lie. I went out there not only to help, not help, but I went out there for myself, basically. Like,
You see, he called himself. He said he went out there to help, but then he said not help, but I just put it for myself, basically. I'm not trying to make, beat a dead horse, but I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies. But let's continue.
To start my first 2 weeks off at camp, out in where we was at, with the elevation and all that was phenomenal. This was for me. It wasn't for nobody else. I went out there and I got to experience, being in the ring with Canelo. And like I said, we was having fun. I had a great time sparring him, and it was good. Good.
That was a fight that me and you talked about previously. And it was a fight that you felt like was 50-50. You really didn't know like who had the edge. You sparred Canelo. Do you still see the fight the same way?
It's a great fight, man. Me and the best man win. And like I said, me and the best man win. That's all I'm gonna say.
You gonna watch it? Because a lot of times you don't be watching.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't be watching boxing like that. And but hopefully I'll be able to tune in if I'm not too tired from a workout or not.
Okay, so this is the biggest fight of the century, basically. You inject yourself into the narrative by going over to help Canelo to train for Crawford, as it says in the headlines. Okay, right here. Jaron and his joins Canelo Álvarez training camp for Terence Crawford. Okay, so you go over there to help, but now you're saying that you might not even watch the fight that you went over there to try to help a guy win. Okay, in the biggest fight of the century, you might not, you might not, you might be too tired, you might be sleepy. Okay, that's all right. Let's see if you're gonna keep the same energy.
This Saturday, huge fight, 50-50 in my book. Artur better be Dimitri Bivol. Boots. Who wins that fight?
I don't know. That's definitely a 50-50 fight for sure. For me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited to see it as a fan. And I think it's definitely 50-50.
Wait a minute. Did Boots just say he's gonna be excited for the fight? Is that what he said?
Because I'm excited to see that fight. And it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna see if Bivol can better be a punch power, and I don't know, like it's gonna be crazy. Like I'm excited to see it. Like I really don't know what to say for real, because I can't wait to see it.
Wow.
That was a fight that me and you talked about previously, and it was a fight that you felt like was 50-50. You really didn't know like who had the edge. You sparred Canelo. Do you still see the fight the same way?
It's a great fight, man. Me and the best man win. And like I said, me and the best man win. That's all I'm gonna say.
You gonna watch it? Because a lot of times you don't be watching.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't be watching boxing like that. And but you know, hopefully I'll be able to tune in if I'm not too tired from a workout or not.
Okay, so wow. All right, so a different energy when it comes to the Bivol Beterbiev. You know, he had nothing to do with that fight, Beterbiev and Bivol, but he was excited to watch it. He didn't help train any one of those fighters, but he couldn't wait for the fight to come. He can't wait for it. He's so excited. You know, he sounds like a kid in a candy store, right? But for the Crawford fight, the fight that he's helping Canelo train for, man, he might be sleepy. You know, let's listen to what he had to say in his own words.
All right, so you know they'll kill me if I don't ask you, right?
What?
Canelo Álvarez, Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford wins unanimous decision victory.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the fight?
I was trying to stay up. It was getting too late, y'all. It was like, I think by the time they came on, it was like probably like 1 o'clock or something like that.
It was like 1 and some change.
I trained twice that day. I was like, I'm gonna just try to stay up. And the fight before that was.
And Billy Martinez.
I was watching like 1 or 2 rounds of that. They was going at it. Though I wanted to falling asleep. I'm like, yo, I can't stay up no longer. I just wanted to fall asleep. But that was a great one for Crawford. Go fight for boxing. I seen some highlights on the gram and stuff. It was a good one. It was a good one. You know, he accomplished a historic goal and good one for him.
Were you surprised about the outcome?
I mean, it's boxing. Anything happen, you know. So good one for him.
This Saturday, huge fight. 50-50 in my book. Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Boots. Who wins that fight?
I don't know. That's definitely a 50-50 fight for sure. For me, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited to see it as a fan. You know, and I think it's definitely 50-50. I don't know, man. It's 50-50 for me. We're gonna do another interview after the fight. You know, you gonna get my recap, yo, because I'm excited to see that fight. You know, and it's gonna be crazy. You know, we're gonna see if Bivol can take Beterbiev punch power. You know, and I don't know. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I'm excited to see it. Like, I really don't know what to say for real, because I can't wait to see it.
Is this the?
Okay, so I think we've heard enough. And based on what we have heard so far, I think we can, you know, more or less come to some type of a conclusion as to, you know, what's going on with, you know, why, you know, the situation between Jaron Guzzling and Terence Crawford. So, wow, what, you know, now, I mean, from everything we've heard so far, it does sound like there is some haterade involved here. Okay, because I mean, it doesn't really make much sense when you think about it, right? So, but you know, let's hear what Brian Norman have to say about it. Shout out to Mill City. This is Brian Norman, journalist at Mill City Boxing. Make sure you go over there and watch the full clip, video clip, the actual video clip instead of just a sound recording, where you can hear the full. You can get the full gist of what Brian Norman Sr. is talking about. I'm not going to play the whole clip here. So go over to Mill City Boxing and make sure you check it out, all right?
All right. Every single fight that Terence Crawford had since 2014 was for a title, whether it was a title defense or he was winning a new title. How do you compare yourself to one of the greats? You feel what I'm saying? And not move like the great. You feel what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to fight that great. You don't do it. You have an opportunity to stay in the WBO and force that fight with that great. You don't do it. You choose the IBF route. You go over there with Errol Spence. You feel what I'm saying? Errol Spence, my boy, not saying he's an easier fight, but I'm just saying that's what you choose to do. It's always a question mark. So if you want this so bad, why are you not pushing for this? Why y'all not out running out? Man, no, this is what we want to like.
Okay, so I think we heard enough. That's Brian Norman Sr. He's talking about the boot situation with Crawford. He's saying basically, you know, you're moving different, funny. The whole camp over there, that basically that Boots is afraid. All right, you know, so now we have Boots moving up to junior middleweight. You know, people have been waiting for Boots to move up for a long time. They've been urging him to move up, which I don't understand how he even made Boots even made 147 pounds. The man is huge. Okay, so how do you make 147 pounds? Okay, I mean, it's just, I don't know. But anyway, he's moving up now, and, he's basically, doing the same thing Crawford did. He's moving up, and he's fighting a champion, right? He's fighting the IBO middleweight champion, the IBO junior middleweight champion, Wisma Lima, okay, who's been champion for about a year now, I believe. So maybe a little more. So who is this guy, Lima? Not many people seem to know. I mean, basically, not many people know about him until Boots mentioned him, that he was going to move up to fight him. People, that's when people started, hearing about this guy, Wisma Lima. Now, I checked out a couple of Wisma's fights, and from what I can see, basically he's a come forward puncher. His head is always on the line. He doesn't really move his head that much. He got a basic 1-2, which is pretty good, but it's basic. He got a little left hook, another pretty good, but basic again. Really basic. And, uppercut. That's basically his repertoire, I would think. He's very slow, in terms of hand speed and foot speed. He's methodical, though, and he looks strong. He will come forward, but everything he does is basic. Okay, and his foot speed is not all that. I mean, he looks good when he's, shadow boxing. I've seen him do a little shadow boxing as well, and his foot speed is great at the shadow boxing. But when he in an actual fight, we don't really see much evidence of that foot speed. Now, maybe I'm seeing the videos out of sequence, and I'm seeing videos, that happened recently and I'm looking at old clippings, maybe, of his footwork. I'm thinking that it's now, or maybe his footwork is improved. I don't know. But, from what I've seen of Wisma Lima, Boots shouldn't, if Boots is what he claims to be, then he shouldn't have any problem beating Lima, okay? Boots is faster, better footwork, okay? Boots, basically, when I look at the fight, when I look at Lima and I look at Boots, Boots is superior in every way. Okay, basically, he's a superior fighter in every way. Now, so I don't really see anything that Lima is bringing to the table that should give Boots any real trouble. If he goes in there and does what he's supposed to do, I mean, which is lateral movement, overhand rights, uppercut. Boots got the whole repertoire of punches that he can use. So this fight should be a relatively easy fight. Not that any fight is easy, but Boots shouldn't have much trouble with this fight. This fight should be easier than the Karen fight. I think Karen is a better fighter than Lima. Okay. Only difference is between Karen and Lima is that the size. Lima has a bigger size. Okay, he's bigger and longer arms and the whole 9 yards. So he has more physical attributes than Karen has. So this should be an interesting fight, but it shouldn't be a fight that we're gonna say it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, it might be, but again, unless Lima has improved considerably since the fights that I've seen him in, then I'm thinking that Boots shouldn't really have a problem winning this fight. I might even get the stoppage. Okay, if anything, I think he'll be, because I don't think Lima's condition is that good either. He seems to get tired from like around the 5th round. He's getting tired. He's looking gassed already. 5th, 6th round. So yeah, but he does finish pretty strong. He can go the distance, but he looks gassed early to me. Okay, maybe sometimes it looks like he gets a second win or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I see in this fight. I don't really think it's going to be a much of a trouble for Boots. He shouldn't be. So he should be able to collect this belt. It's for the IBO junior middleweight world championship. So it's a world title, and I guess Boots can go up there and represent the IBO. He'd probably be the best champion they ever had. So yeah, that would be a great move. That's a good move. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that move. That's a great move for Boots. So yeah, he should go up there and pick up that belt. That's a smart move. And then, see if he can get some fights with the other champions, create his legacy at 154, and then probably, move it to 160, which is what I think that's what he should do. I think he should, if I was Boots' people, I would even go to junior middleweight. I'd skip it all together and go straight to 160. Okay? There's much more up there to collect at 160 than at 154. Okay, 160 that would be the best. I think Boots would be very strong up there, very fast, and I think that's where they should take him. They should move him to 160 right away. Why wait? Just go straight to 160. Fight. There's a couple of people up there he can fight. He can fight. Arislandi Lara. Okay. Arislandi Lara is up there right now, so he might be right for the taking. So that might be a good fight for Boots and really test his boxing skill, because if he can, if Lara can pass the torch to Boots, that would be great. At middleweight, that would be great for Boots if you can get a win over Lara. But I don't know. Most people don't really move like that. They don't take any chances. They don't look like they just, whatever. But, even if he does go to 154 and fight Lima, okay, great. Fight Lima, and then after you maybe make one or two defenses, move to 160. Me personally, I would do like what Crawford did. I would even wait to defend the title at 154 pounds. Once I get the title, I'll just move straight to 160. If I'm Boots, move straight to 160. I think Boots will be much better at 160, much stronger, much faster. Okay, and probably have way more punch resistance as well. So that's where I see Boots at. That's where he should be, actually. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to take any advice from me. Okay, so it is what it is. So I'm not going to make this video any longer. It's been long enough already. But yeah, I think this upcoming fight should be a good fight for Boots. It should showcase some of his skills. If everything goes the way it's supposed to go, he should win this fight. But again, anything can happen in boxing, right? So it is completely possible that Lima could, because he does throw punches. He's not going to just sit there while, his punches are slow and methodical, but, if he lands a punch on Ennis, or maybe two punches, it could be serious business for Ennis. It's possible that he can land that proverbial lucky punch, and we could be looking at a whole different fight. Okay, so let's not, I'm not counting Lima out. I'm just saying that based on what I'm seeing, but I'm going to talk more about the fight as it gets closer. And maybe I can get some more footage, see some more footage of Lima, and in the gym, or doing some kind of workout, so I can see exactly where he's at. And when I've seen some videos of him, I've seen him. He looks pretty relaxed. He looks confident. He says that he's coming to take the title away from Boots. Okay, I mean not the title. Boots don't have a title. He's coming to take Boots' O. And that he's going to walk away with that win and use that to launch his career to an even bigger level, because he says he wants to be known not just as a fighter, because he's from Portugal. He just doesn't want to be known as a Portugal fighter. He wants to be known as a world fighter. So he wants to beat world-class opponents, and Boots will be the first one of those world-class fighters on his resume. So basically, Lima is talking big talk. He's not talking like, he's going in just to be an opponent. He's talking like he's going in to defend his title. So this should be an interesting fight. But again, I want to get some more videos of Lima, see what he's looking like. Also of Boots, see what they're looking like. And then I'll maybe make a more definitive prediction on who's going to win this fight. Right now, I'm leaning toward Boots from what I can see at this point. Okay, so with that said, people, I'm going to leave it there. This is TB Boxing saying, I'm out.
This is the greatest boxer of all time. Canelo tries to land a left hook to the body, but Crawford lowers his lead arm to block it, then smothers him to prevent any follow-up shots. Now they're on the inside and Crawford controls Canelo's head with his hand, while his left arm is glued to his face and body. This allows him to catch the right hook from Canelo and counter with an uppercut. Then Crawford blinds Canelo's vision with his lead hand while Canelo is in a high guard, then fires a left cross to the body. Then Crawford steps back into a Philly shell, catches Canelo's left hook, and lands across again. This time, Crawford frames Canelo with his elbow and creates space to land an uppercut before Canelo lands his right hook. Then Crawford throws a 4-shot combination before blocking Canelo's right hook. Notice Crawford has lead foot dominance, allowing him to pivot out to his right.